Hello and welcome. Now, I did sort of make some mistakes. I don't really understand completely why I did what I did in the last session because I'd already said that'd be useful for the animals. So if there's a bit of swap around, I've got the Valzelli, which is a general going to be and everything. It can't be used for in there, but this can, and it's 125 tons. So I need to repair it. I've asked the shop to deliver us our own repair points. Yeah, it's nothing special, although I think it is. But yeah, what I mean is it's not going to break the bank. It's a little bit. Yeah, this is something I'd like to change by Willock Farms as well, by Seville, to see whether this will do what I think it will do, which should be quite amazing if it does. But we don't want to buy at the minute. This is yeah, but I am hoping it does what it says it does. But we'll ask the shop we'll ask the shop to deliver it in a minute. But we need to have what delivered what we. Let's go for a red one. Yeah, we will. Let's do that one. Fantastic. And then we need to reset that. Yeah, because this is awkward if you don't do this like this, right? So we need to repair that. We also need to have a milk stroke. We've got the main distributor, which is the big water thing. We need one for the slurry, and we've got this one for the milk and the water for the cows. So we do need another one. And just to repair it. That's all. I do really want to repair that. Was very reasonable. So we're going to stick this sort of here, I think. Yeah. And we're going to go up to the shop because we have got a shed load of stuff to do. Animals, did we do? I think we did. I think we did them. Yeah, 311 tons, 22 tons of water, 37 tons of milk, straw 149, 120, slurry 67,500 litres, and the manure was also terribly good, which we've got the labouche for, but this is going to test it somewhat because you're going to need to seriously but the other thing we can do is stick it straight in here, really, although that's in the way a little, so that's true actually. Also, I did sort of say that this is a let's play for using no holds barred and like, so if we're going to be production rich, we're going to be production rich. So we could sort of easily do the death pledge without any kind of like worries, because I'm going to put it close to that. We need. This is going to be one of those let's plays where we need things, you know, like to be placed. Again, really, I keep sort of saying this by design that things should be by design for the best and around your farm, which I think, to be honest, is probably the thing that most farmers do. When thought goes into it and we don't just haphazardly, you know, like just, did I do the Fred carcasses? I think. No, we haven't yet. Well, we're passing that, aren't we? I thought we did it. Oh no, there was something in the way, the planter. That's right. So let's do one thing at a time. Of course, we do need to sort that out. But yeah, we're going to put the home brewed down. We do need it to be both, but the one you use the most is that one. So 8.5 grand. That's not terribly far out. Yeah, that's okay this time. That's not, yeah. The changes are made of sort of last going around the bumps. Let's stick a little tiny bit of that nice landscape. It's very dark, for which I do apologise. Why do I say it's not really my fault? Really? Yeah, that'll do nicely, I think. Do we do it? No, because I'm going to destroy the. Oh my luck! Oh no, it wasn't like that. That was the. We need to grab the manure, and then we will. Oh, there's a point actually. I never thought of that. I might well actually be reading this anyway. It is. Well, there you go. You don't really need to worry about it from now. We don't need to shift the manure. So, again, that was a sheer fluke, but it is true. That's the type of thing I'm on about when you put something next to something and it really does work well. So then, let's go up to the big job we've got to do this time. is up at the storage shack, if I can find it. I've got the fast track half up there already, as you can see. 70 tonner is up here. I'm sure you can work out how I did it. I'm sure you can. Right now then, so what we are going to do here, now obviously the one thing we haven't got, the white elephant in the room, we have got a, yeah, we do need to shift that. Yes, where do we stick this shed load of stuff? Because it's not going to fit in a 70 ton. This is true. Yes, now what are we going to do? We sort of said about the centre of our universe and all the rest of it, but that really goes for any of these fields. Is there a spot on one of these fields where we can stick some storage that is fairly central, but probably best, again by design, to have a look in this universal spot? That is obviously the best, and then there's obviously the bits outside of our field. That bit there is not bad, but you need to have like a gate like that right close to it. We could do that then, really. The other thing is obviously the hedges in the game, in real life you'd have it shifted. So if I use VMod and go over it, I don't apologise for it. It is, obviously you've got to sort of make do in the game sometimes for like things like it's tis under silos. I think this is going to be our silo, then we need to go a production stroke silo. I got to be honest, trying to really get into the thing of like going for production type silos a lot, because really, right, okay, they are literally by FS Landscaping, the maker of the map. Right, okay, so let's grab local silos, Bavarian storage caster. Not used those yet, have I? Some don't suit your playstyle, do they really? There's a lot of things where I like have grains, just literally traditional grains, and the red barn pack, milk. We maybe use. Do we use that? We could do, I suppose. Really. Now then, we're getting close to the ones that we actually need. Silo, storage, and distribution by Nikki. I'm hoping this is not too big either, though. But I think it is when you put it down. Now then, this one is, yes, I think that's going to be it. So I don't mind if the tanks go back a little in like across both fields. Might, as invariably these things do, go a little bit. That's not too bad. No, and that's straight through the gate almost. We may. Actually, I'm not in V mode, am I? All my life. I've never known a map to let you put it on a hedge. That's quite amazing. Right, okay, yeah, we knew there'd be a bit of... So that is our main silo. Yeah, sort of silo. I mean, we know it's a little bit more different than that. I hope it's not, but it may well have done some serious damage to... Let's have a look. Let's try and get this all so it's right. Done anything to the road or anything like that? Oh well, I'm really nicely surprised about that. I thought that would fight me a lot worse than that. So we can get in and out. I think what we will do though, before we do any courses on, we have done one on 16 already, but I think what we're going to do is a little tiny bit of painting, just to allow a tiny touch more. I don't think we need to go mad. I think we're almost there really with that. If we sort of go just like that. Should we do a little bit of plants as well? I thought we'd been given a... I know, I'm a skinflint. I am where this is concerned. It's just exorbitantly expensive. Right, so that's what we're going to go with that. And now we need to get the work done that we've actually got done in this. Of course we've fed the animals and all the rest of it, but it's a bit bad. Right. Yeah, I think I've given this tip before, but it is true. If you switch it on and then select that, you can press it on and off still once you've loaded in place, which is quite a useful thing to know. So we've got an awful lot of this to do, so I'm going to say my words because, yeah, this is what I meant by if you go in the middle, you get both rows. So it really is very useful. So let's get cracking and we'll see you guys and gals on the slide. Right, this is the last load. Yeah, we're not going to get another 70 ton after the next load. This is really, really tight. But it is, and that it really is as simple as that. This is a single gate. Really tricky to sort of like very, very slowly. It's something that I never used to understand. The slowly bits, yeah, about the turning circle being much, much better. The really very, very the best is when it is slow. You can sort of cover a lot more. Your turning circle's at its best when you are going very, very slowly. So the slower you go, the better your turning circle. So I didn't really understand that. It's not a point I would grasp. This, yeah, we had quite a few factors against us. So I was thinking, I'm not hitting the gate. Why am I slowing down? There was a huge drop just here, and it was, I think the bottom of the this was actually grazing it, which was really, really slowing me down. So I was like thinking, I was looking back and I was like, I'm not touching it. Why am I slowing down? Well, that's why. Much, much better now that we've adjusted that. Yeah, I was also thinking, we're not going to really, in real life, I know this, I mentioned it a few Let's Plays back. I was near Boston, in England, obviously, and they have like staging points similar to that silo plate that we saw over there behind there. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm on about. They would often put massive piles and clear the but you don't really. I mean, in real life, they put it together because I think the moisture from the ground would rot the sugar beet, which is why a silo plate like this, a concrete sort of one, would be done. So you would grab your sugar beet or any kind of root crop and always store it in a shed or on a thing like this. Taters, I've never known anyone to store it just on there. Probably put it in a shed as well. But yeah, sugar beet, you'd have a staging point basically. Which could be because we've just seen exactly why that is. It's just there's so much of it. I mean, we've got absolute. I've only just. We've nearly filled 400 tons, 280 tons of. Yeah. The other thing is, obviously, I was also making my profile longer by having this on, which I obviously realised after the first attempt, and I thought, oh no, it's never going to work with this on. Even though, in an ideal world with enough space, you could do it. Realistically, almost all, it's just going to make you longer, which means you're then going to turn even worse. Now, the bad thing is the 70 tonner is really long. It is. I've often said that it's a beautiful bit of kit, but it is very, very long. It might even be better with a Valselli, so we might, because we're going to leave some of this on the ground, which is something in real life you probably couldn't do, or we go and stage it onto the staging point. We might buy that field 80 just for literally grabbing everything and putting it. It's a bit out of the way in a way. That's what I was trying to look at it and think, do we do that? Do we convert a corner of a field? Sometimes you've got to do that. It's what they really do in real life. There is a staging point where you steal a bit of your field and build a thing of concrete really for it. So it is realistic. You're going to lose a bit of field, but if you're going to do sugar beets regularly, you're going to need a staging point every single year. And there's, say, the one I saw in Boston was a real monster. It's got bales around it. I mean, old bales that were beginning to rot. Another 2 or 3 years and they'll be totally useless and they'll need to be replaced. But yeah, that's what I've seen done. When I lived near Alford, there was just a concrete plate. They never had bales around the edge, but I suppose you can go deeper. So perhaps the fields near Alford where that was used for the sugar beet didn't have the scale that the Boston one needed, as in the piles were a lot bigger, I would imagine. There's a few bits where I've not actually, I can see the sugar beets poking out. I've not quite got the in places. We did see it on the a few little tiny orange things. I think they're in the corners, for sure. I didn't quite get them right. But it's better than me not doing any. I was going to say that frequently I think potatoes, I think first on All Better On, when I did my start from scratch, we started off with a field of potatoes, which ended up being a total disaster, and we lost. I think the hiring costs actually outweighed what we got back for the potatoes, which I actually pointed out at the time, which made no economic sense, but it's what happens. The leasing costs were like far more than the potatoes I got from the field, but also you could see that you could actually make out they had, there was still some bits and bobs, because it was only small scale equipment that I had not been able to get out, but it's hard with those very small bits of equipment to actually do better than I did do. It would have taken hours of real time for you to actually do much better. So, right. So last load for now. Yeah, the other thing I was thinking, well, I was thinking, how do I do it? 'Cause it's a road. It's obviously there's a lot of sugar beet around the edge that cause basically didn't read, which you can see why. It's very jaggedy. Is this another map maker did exactly the same, where they've got jaggedy edges. They look very pretty, but a bit of a nightmare for any worker to actually do, because they're just too jaggedy to. You're going to have little bits of crop left in the little bits, which you can see is exactly what's happened. So it is what it is. There's some very weird edges, which sort of does go a bit against what. Well, I don't mean that they don't have strange shaped fields. That's definitely true. You can see there's some real horrible bits on this. It's a good job we used the small one. That it wasn't a pine. I suppose tates and sugar beets tend to be like maximum 4 meters anyway, so they're never very much larger than what we've actually got. So which is good. Yeah, the brakes as well, it's 70 tons, which it would do is pushing me a lot. I don't think there's any other tractor we've got that would manage this other than this. Yeah, it's, which is something that Giants have changed. You used to be able to do it with like a 250. You could do the sensor quite. It pushed you around a little bit, then it moved. So I've got 350s where they're not as heavy as this. This is a good, strong, sturdy, heavy tractor. I'm not going to push in after the red car. But I've got. What I often do is I allow mental bullying. Now the car behind me isn't bullying me, but I'm allowing the thought to think, right, well that, and also they'll want to come past me. And now that I know, I need to really, and then the drivers tend to want to pull past you because you're off the road, whereas in real life, a lot of drivers would read what you're trying to do and wouldn't really do anything bad. You've really, really got to pull sides against that left-hand side. And even then, you're going to scrape that. You then sort of got to do that like as if you're a banana trick. And even that's not always enough. You got to like start to pull round. Like that. So you're sort of curving around that point. It's a bit tricky. Straight past it. So this is literally going to be 350, I think. So there's only 50 tons left. Now, of course, I know we could go and get another 50 tons, but there's an absolute shed load on that. We've also, we're running out of cash. Obviously, that was 100 grand, and it's a beautiful bit of kit, well worth that. But we are running a bit low. We really. Oh, the other thing is, I'm not sure. Just trying to check on camera. I'm not sure if I told the production shed to sell. When I was looking in editing, I thought, hang on a minute, have you actually told the production shed to sell? Yeah, we're going to switch this on. This is a beaut, and we're going to use this a lot to do that. Because you do gain a third extra, which is, I know it's a little bit naughty, but it's not as bad as some. Yeah, that again, you're gaining an extra 20 for each of these things. Yeah, and you're getting an extra 20 for that too. It is it's a chugger though. It doesn't do a shed load of stuff, or the store is. Yeah, it doesn't. It chugs nicely. This one we can switch off now because there's no. We don't need to do that at present. Solid fertilizer digestate. Now the one bad thing is we will have lost. Oh, that's the lime's done. No, we did do it on selling. That's all right. So we didn't. That's completely everything that has gone through from that. So we need to switch on our sugar beet and tell it to distribute. We can see, obviously, we haven't got anywhere to distribute to at present, but we will fix that. Yeah, we will. Not sure. I'm trying to think. If we're going to do this though, if we're going to do what I'm thinking of doing, the sugar beet, then the best, the very best is the. It is the farmer, yeah, but I'm thinking is the only time or do we go? No, I think yeah. Let's just pop over to the. Yeah, we also want this anyway. So I was looking to see if we could cross the field. I thought, well, only if you're going to trample your barley. The only way you're going to get across there. I also was thinking, do we use a belt system and like have a drop point? And I thought, yeah, but there's no headland, there's no like road verge where you could even do that, where it pokes through the hedge. And then of course this has got these barriers. I'm thinking, I don't know that you could possibly do it where you could, and there's only a couple with ground pickup, so you'd. Yeah, I don't know whether you'd have to go for the original belt system. You could use the AGI, my favourite. That is always an answer to me in every situation. Quick, there's going to be cars coming soon. That was not too terrible. Yeah, that obviously saved our bacon twice when it really was a very, very tough situation to get out of. Not sure in real life it could sort of do that. It sort of bounces it, but I would imagine that kind of physics is sort of true because you're not truly lifting. You're more using a trick to make the wheel bounce, which probably I'm not sure you could quite do it like that. But I would imagine there are little knacks that you can use in real life. I think this is about the road here is about back to normal-ish. I think they've also. Oh no, there's still, I can see one in the middle. Still not quite right. I think a couple of those. Yeah, I think we missed those, I think, the first time. Just. It's enough. The eye is an amazing. We all know that. I'm not yet. Just making the. Now if I do that, you can see. I think they're all back in on terra firma now. Yeah, it's a bit bad there. We need to do something with that. It's like a hole, and again, it's just the mechanics. There's not really much you can actually do. I think we'll level from here like that. Finding different levels to work to, that's any trouble. I think that's better than it was. Yeah, the lumps now are on the other side. And it is bumpy, but then it would be, but it's not bumpy, terribly bumpy. So, I can live with that. Yeah, it has been a monster session, even though we've not got a terrible amount done. Yeah, it's getting on now, so I think we'll do the rest. We might have to get clever, but I would like to, yeah, build the sugar mill if we're going farmer jet. But yeah, we still need to do that. We need to get this, like the planter shifted. Yeah, this we're going to use for the cow. Yeah, this is what we're going to literally do because this can do everything we need it to do, and obviously 125 tons at a time. So yeah, this is what we're going to be using. Like the straw and the TMR. That's why I bought it. I even said that when I bought it, and then I sort of the 82 Studios is my normal. That's what I would go for. And the other thing is we've not got the windrower or the baler. Now obviously we did buy those from our original funds, so I will allow that because it's only fair. I shouldn't be losing, things. I know we bought new instead, but it's the only way I could actually sort of think of doing this properly. And that's the sort of thing Mr. CDP, I remember he had to do something similar when a map went wrong and he'd got to do something like that, or there was a map update, and of course it is a lot of work for all of us whatever platform you're on. It is more on a PlayStation than an Xbox, but it's still, as you know from what we've just done on the PC, it's still painful. It is. There's a lot of work that you've got to do to do it whatever platform you're on. So it's literally taken us hours to get back to the point where we were a long time ago. So this is the main thing in the way. Yeah, this was the real thing. It was like we could sort of get that at the same time too, but I'm not sure how close we get. We're a bit. That's in the way. I might be able to sort of do a little tricky move like that, because the game is a bit forgiving. We can get the angle right. It's a little bit nice to you, which I do appreciate. Okay, so we've got two couplers. One here and one actually on the thing, because I forgot. It's the trouble with all of these type of things when you do this. Stick this. It still could do the little bit more trimming. It's not too terrible, but it's got quite a bulbous top where you can see it's going to hit the top of the thing, and that's the approach angle. It's way too tall. Just by the skin of our teeth allowing us to do that. It does narrow, as in like it thins. That's why you can't have a very large. But there. Think. Oh, no, that's not quite. We're gonna have to grab that, aren't we? And drop that. I think that is, though, looking at it, that's about right. Let's have a quick look. Drop a couple of there. I think that really was as far back to the wall as you can get it. Might even be in the wall. No, you did actually do it without any kind of skullduggery. It might have been the that's hitting something at the very, very top. It doesn't look like it, but it could be a collision. Collisions don't tend to be, so this still needs a bit of work. Whether we need to shave the top off, especially on this side, because you're going to get a lot of that, whereas it goes up, longer things are going to hit the roof, so we're going to have to sort that out at some point. Let's get the sugar mill. Yeah, so we've obviously probably sugar and oil, because that's the Farmer Jeb's speciality, which it is unfortunate, because it's sort of a bit repetitive, but then if that's what you do, sugar's a good business to be in, really, as is, oils are even better. Sugar's by bulk, and it's a mediocre price, but oils tend to be low, you don't get a lot of them, so therefore, especially sunflowers, the oil is, and olives actually, thinking about it. Yeah, olives equally. So let's have a look. Farmer Jeb. Stick that down. I think we should get in. We may get the Fred carcassers in as well, but we've got like that thing in the way. For today we'll go. Because that's 150,000, which would leave us 50-odd thousand, and we've spent all of our money. It's hard economy. This is what I've said before. What you've got to get used to. And hard economy, especially when you're still investing in your infrastructure and your productions and all that type of stuff. You get these big gush. You don't get much bigger than over $1 million, but we still spent it. Yeah, well, and you think, well, what did I do? We've got the animals, a load of animals. That, of course, is going to bring in a lot of income each and every day. So I think your animals are probably, especially cows, with like fertilizer and things like that. Even before the fertilizer things, you could go the slurry yard. It pays a fairly good price for your manure, unlike obviously normally. So that was the first one that even an FS19 really was an amazing mod. It still is to this day, but I did it to death, so I tend to not do it all of the time because I've done it a lot. But it is still very good. But the fertilizer business is obviously better, which is why I don't use that a lot. But then you could argue, and I think others have sort of thought that you're using them too much, and it's true, because it's that lucrativeness that you tend to do that. So, right, anyway, enough chatting. Let's get cracking. Get this on so that so we're going to do that as well. But I think that's going to be in the way for now. So let's get the Farmer Jeb in. This is good too. Farm Factory. but it's more chuggy. So Farmer Jeb's an absolute beast because it's a specialist. It's not much further, I don't think. Here we go, the old General Mill Farmer Jeb, all the way. Now let's try this time. Yeah, really, the best way this could go is like that. Thinking about it, but I'm not sure. So it is quite long. I think it's going to be, yeah, it's actually in the cow yard. So really, the way that you do it normally is like that, which takes quite a lot of. And it is quite long. I think we're actually, yeah, we're still hitting that. So we could really do with a telehandler. Let's just go grab it. Let's get this last job of the session done because I'd really like to get this done. So, oh no, that's, yeah, we know what that is. Right, so yeah, and I mean, the other thing is the constraints of the map are real constraints that obviously farmers do have to do, which is it's tight. You've only got the space that you've got. You've got to tailor your equipment to the space that you're actually moving in, which we are doing really. The 10 metre, you wouldn't go monstrous. I mean, some of those folding bits of equipment are ideal for British maps. They really are. Yeah, those 6 and the 9 metre Horsch are real. In fact, they're the ones I've seen. If farmers ever gone bigger in Britain, it's those folding types that I've mainly seen because I don't think. Right, we don't need. Just drop that down there. Grab the tool bale. I don't think the tool bale allows things to grab it, if I remember rightly. Or there's a few of them like that where you can't actually strap them, or there's only certain areas that you can. Not sure whether this is the wrong way that it's fallen, in which case it's quite tricky to get. Of course, there is the running it over trick that I often employ, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever tried that with this. Yeah, no, you've got to do the other trick, which is to angle this under the top. But I'm not sure. This is a really. I'm not. It's not got much of an angle to it. This. It has that away, but that way it's really. I'm used to them going almost. This is a bit strange. The JCB. When I first got it, I thought, ooh, that's a bit weird. I can't do what I would normally do. Sort of. I think I can trick it a little. Yeah, smashing. Okay then. So. Yeah, we didn't get the baler and we didn't get the windrower, and obviously we didn't have those, but we've sort of started to go loose, so I'm worried about it, but I did think about it as I came in this session. I thought, I'm sure you're missing some bits and bobs, and I thought, yeah, a windrower, which we could do for the grass, the way that we've done it, and also the baler. It may have been cheap, but we've been using the Valzelli, so I might try the Valzelli next time for grabbing because I think it's higher, but that doesn't really matter. It's less long, I think. And it's probably got turning axles. If you look at how many wheels it's got, maybe a little bit better sort of form factor than the 822. I might be making it might be not as well. I mean, it's yeah, not always that easy to sort of see. Do we buy a light? I think we will. So we want decoration. Lights. Do we go the really biggie for here that might actually sort of go? I'm trying to think if you'd stick it in the cows or at the end of the cows. I mean, this is the most not bit that you don't really need lit a lot. This is going to need to be lit, and so would this be. And I think this has got lights in it, as you can. No, that's my telehandler. The best place I would say would be down the middle of that, which the ones I normally use. Is that one? No, that's just bigger than that. I think it's the. No, it's. I use the ones right at the beginning. They really are both reasonable. It's the 600 one. Might need to put it in V mode because I think that really would be about perfect down the middle there, which is probably where you would stick something like that. Or do we go monstrously even bigger? I like the spread of lights on that one, if I'm honest. Right. I'd have thought they should have been on by now, but it's dusky. The lights are a bit funny when they come on, so we'd have to see when it's truly, and whether we need a few more, like one over there as well, because they are good, the reasonable price ones, but they're not. Yeah, they don't light as much as you'd think they would, even for their height. So we might see. Now, then, can we please get this job done? This is true. Yes, people have got lives. Time is a ticking, and we have been, yeah, bothered by things getting in our way, and we've tried to multiple times get this sorted, but yeah, from a jab, so all the way like that. Oh, okay. Is it right? We're going to need to do this from the back. It might be a little bit too close. It's going to be tight though. We're not going to get the thread carcasses as well. And that's because obviously we did do the cows as the real. So I don't think we're going to get the thread carcasses here no matter what we do. So we'll just, oh dear me. Might need to use V mode. Those legs sort of slightly straddling over, I would say, like that. It's not terribly far out. Not really. It's I've seen it worse. We buried it on the last Let's Play when I did use this for the same reasons. You know, we were specialising in oil again. It is one of my favourite sort of things because it is very lucrative. Let's just check. Yeah, that's about right. I'd say it wasn't a lot. Just check on this left-hand side, I think. Some of the angles, and I'll play the system up, they don't like it. It really, you've got to sort of come from the angles that you can sort of see to make it work. Or it does strange things. This is my bestest friend, I would say. Just steal a bit there, that's gone a bit mad. Right, okay. I would say... no, it's supposed to be like that. I was going to say that's... Yeah, I did literally bury that blue thing last time, but it is supposed to be on... I think it's supposed to be a bit... Yeah, I think normally it would have this plinth a bit more, so it's buried very slightly. There's a door here that you can tell how badly you've done it, and that is quite bad, really. Yeah, you can see it buries more and more of the equipment as it comes up to this corner. We could do something about it, but for now, I'm happy. The real thing is the grates. So, right, so we need to switch that on. So the next session, it's actually going to work. So small silos, sugar beets, been told to go. The farmer jeb, which is obviously higher, is homebrewed. We're going to switch that on, but we'll do that next time. The old general meal. So we're going to do sugar beets, and if we did a cutter, yeah. So we're still running out of. We might need to buy a field close by, like that 40 grand one, for that staging point where we could do something, even if it is just storage like that. There's a few silos actually that I'd like to might try. It might be specialist for the sugar beet, so we also need some water in this as well. So yeah, that'll at least call for the sugar beet though. Then we can grab some more off the field and stick it. This is a 900-ton limit, is it? Yeah, obviously, and I do like the way that Farmer Jeb's done that. The ones 200, it'd be hard to have that much grape juice, but it wouldn't be hard to have that much sugar. And the flour, likewise, 1,308,000 litres, because it's one of its main products. It's quite phenomenal. Yeah, the sugar, it's only got 360 tons of standard storage, but obviously it processes a lot. It's a beast. So, yeah, I can't wait to get that all in there. But we do need to do some water runs as well. So yeah, next session we're going to get busy. So all that remains to be said, we're down to 127,000. I don't know whether we could squeeze. Not there, the Fred Carcasses. I'm thinking here, but we'd block our entrance, and that's what I'm saying. You've got to like be realistic. There's an entrance to that field there. We could buy that. It's very cheap. And stick a few productions across there. That's not a terrible bad idea. Then at least we keep our productions, like in one area, which I think if you're a farmyard and you're building factories into your thing, you would probably want to do that. If you're going to build from scratch, then why not? So yeah, we'll have a go, because that's one of the biggest. But I suppose we can also do sugar, so we could go the Disturb Simulations route, because it sort of suits the model that we've got. The Fred Carcasses is brilliant, but that has also got more products as well, so I don't know, we could probably squeeze that in here. So sometimes I think that is probably true of a farmyard, that if you've got to tailor your things to the space you've got. So sometimes a little one that would have top quality equipment fitted, wink wink, but I don't know that we can go Fred Carcasses on this one, because of, we shall see. I'm going to deliberate whether we do buy that, because it's not going to break. I mean, it's going to break the bank at the minute, but we'll soon start to earn, so it's not going to break it forever. How much is it to buy? 164. See, that's 42,000, but then 80 is a little bit off the beaten track. That's what I'm thinking. Whereas this is still the epicenter. It's only off the beaten track a little. That's the big house. It is. That's the big house on the road. We also technically own that there, but yeah, and that's where the other house is, where the epicenter. Yeah, that's the farm supply. So I think, all things considered, if we're going to, I mean, yeah, how much is that farmyard as well? I did miss a trick with that. Oh, it's still 500 grand. It's not got a lot of room. That's the smaller one. It's a smaller farm as well. No, that is the one we were. Yeah, I was gonna looking to go through it like that. So I thought, yeah, you wouldn't do that and through someone else's. I was trying to think of a better route, because this is very tight turning into the field. I'm trying to look. Is there a better route across this back track? But no, not really. Yeah, only if you own that farm, and that's still a lot of cash. So yeah, you could still build field 80 if you're going to do that as a sort of point. I mean, I did look on field 83. There's a corner there, but again, it's off the beaten track. If you were going to steal anything there, and I think the gate's there, so yeah, it is. It's probably right there, so there's not an awful lot of room. Again, 79's got that space, but that's where the gate is. So we're limited. We're limited on what we can do by the way that it is, and that is the real things in real life. Anyway, yeah, I'm waffling on. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.